Hey, this is John Elite. For this video, I'm going to talk about why their courses do not work for COVID-19. The reason why I'm here, although I'm too busy, I didn't plan to be here, but you'll learn a lot on the courses that you'll invest in for Daygame. I'm going to explain to you why their courses do not work. So first of all, let's talk about the 80% number that you see on my site. 80% of students polled and 70% got laid. That's accurate number. But that was before when I was working for a different company because I had more leads, I had more clients. And I used to post every single day on a Facebook group trolling people, saying, here's another testimonial, here's another testimonial, here's another testimonial. And other programs, let's look at Tech Scheme for Minority, for example. Every single student have gotten laid except for one. So here's a 5'4" Indian. He got laid. He got 2 lays out of it. This Filipino guy made a video testimonial. He got so many fucking lays from it, you won't even believe it. White girls, Latinas. So most of the programs, there's only one student that did not get results, a black student. But however, all the other students got results. So let's see. Every single system, Kaizen, this and that, there's always that one fucking autistic student that did not get results. So let's talk about this. Why don't their system works? Well, first of all, during COVID-19, who is the only day game coach in the world where the system works for day game? I'm not talking about goddamn faggotry Tinder, because if you're talking about like fucking poker game, it is not a poker game because only white people have the most chips. All their students are white. Every single one of their students is white. Don't you see a problem with that? That's not fucking skill. Because on Tinder, if their students are getting results and they're all white, it's a celebration of white privilege. That doesn't even count. Yo, what's up? That doesn't even fucking count. So right now, I posted around 53 testimonials, video testimonials, if you look at the link on my playlist. But I'm going to post another 50 of them because some cockfags believe that, oh, it's not like, 80% poll. Listen, that number is 80% poll. Poll does not automatically mean lay. Poll, 80%, although it's lower right now because of COVID-19. So when I was at my peak having the most leads, 80% poll. Poll means they got her to the bedroom. And she's on top of the bed, but he didn't fuck. That sounds exactly like Bradicus. But wait a minute. Bradicus doesn't actually have any late testimonials. But you might say, John, he seems to have 2 late testimonials. But that's a bullshit lie because those are from his immersion programs. He voiced it into his goddamn course. His course didn't get anyone laid if he lived to be a trillion. So that's complete and utter bullshit. Justin Mark, 6 testimonials, but how many for Daygame? Probably 0. You get the point? Self-proclaimed high lay count guy. Where the fuck are your Daygame testimonials? Oh, it doesn't exist. It doesn't fucking exist. So first of all, do you want to see 50 lay testimonials or lay poll where I have to read the screenshots of the student results? I can do that easily. That means when you look at all my screenshots, every single one on my site is a poll or lay. Like I said, that does not mean they got laid. 80%. 70% got laid. It's actually higher on the year after that when I left the company. But 70%, it was 72 at a certain time. That is an accurate number. That is a very accurate number. I had way less leads the next year, less students. But however, I had less of a poll and more of a student lay. So let's talk about that. It was almost like every testimonial was a lay. It was purely the sexual connection, the course, and the stuff I used to teach as gaming elite. And let's debunk these white dating coaches, how they say 10% of the women comes out. My Pakistani mentor, 95% of the women came out. He approached 3 times. 3. And one of the women will give him the phone number. So phone. the text game, 95% came out. And the reason why it was only 95% was very simple. Because one of the women flaked twice. All his women I saw were 9 out of 10 in looks. That guy fucked 15 women in front of me. He had about 14 fuck buddies after I left the inner circle mansion. And then afterwards, during COVID, he had 2 girlfriends and he kept getting laid. So that debunks the theory of some guy that says, oh, it's naturally just 10%. Or, oh, it's fucking 10%. Well, first of all, where's your laid testimonials for Daygame? There's none. So shut the fuck up. If it's a game of poker, then why do all white people win the more chips? Because they have more chips. Is it really a game of sales? And this is why I think, if it's really, really sales, then if you have more value, what about the product you're selling? If it's white people, then obviously selling the product of white people is more valuable. Therefore, it's easier to sell. So you need less sales skills. And what? You approach with women in a fucking nightclub? For the students, that's not game. That's a pre-selection game. All right, I digress. Let's talk about this. So the bootcamp students, when I worked for a different company, only 4 students, I believe, out of all of them, did not get laid or pulled. 4. Before, obviously, is different. But starting at that point all the way till now, only 4 did not pull or get laid. The rest got laid or pulled. And some of the gaming elite, the old testimonials, so many of the students got laid. You should see the testimonials. 3 lays, 1 blowjob, 1 pull. The other guy, 15 lays. You know, it's like that many. You know, around 3 or 4 at the boot camp. And then when he went out there, he went to Asia and he got another fucking 10 lays. It's like non-stop testimonials like that. I have even posted on my testimonials. Think about this in the past, guys. Do you remember a time when I did not post my boot camp stuff? You didn't even know I had boot camp student results. And now you realize John has the most boot camp student results in the entire motherfucking world. It's like, oh my God, holy shit. So yeah, why do their courses not work? Well, first of all, a lot of them are just SMVing it. So when you look at the coaches that says they got results, it's very simple how they do it. They're using something. If you're looking at looks, money, status, and game, what they're doing is they're using money and status because they're a foreigner at a third world country. So this includes South America, Mexico, and Eastern Europe. These 3 countries, when they say they get better results during COVID-19, everything is survival and replication value, S and R value. Because the women cannot get an income, therefore their foreigner value of money, check out my new Rolex, and you look at the replication value. They're tall, they're strong, they're whitewashed, they're blackwashed. Of course, their value and their results go up. But however, when you try to use that in a Western country, nothing happens. You get no motherfucking results. How come their courses don't work? It's very simple. In fact, it's so simple to explain. I didn't even want to be here talking about this. But when I saw such a stupid faggy comment, it makes me want to be like Moses and with the Dead Sea just drop a bunch of testimonials. I will throw January and February, I post all the fucking screenshot testimonials. I will read the testimonials from all the other Negroes that are too ungrateful to make me a video testimonial. And there's going to be a lot. Then I'm going to post all the other Middle Eastern students that did not make me a video testimonial. I'm going to post all the Asians that did not do it. There's a lot of people who did not make a video testimonial. So the screenshots are not always reflective of that. All right. It's very simple. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence, and game. So why don't they get results from it? It's very simple. Because they're only focused on game. Game is a value delivery system. A value delivery system. That means they're SMVing their value with game. So they go direct, they give validation, they use romance, they fit into a boyfriend zone. So therefore, their game, they're just vibing their SMV, their sexual market value, especially during COVID-19, it's easier. But none of their students are getting laid for the products for Daygame, and they never will because they can't replicate it. My students go through this process: social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence, and lastly, game. They actually do the opposite way. So whenever they have a high SMV, they can focus on game and just a little bit of emotions, because they're blackwashed. Because they're blackwashed, you just need a little bit because their SMV's 8 out of 10. They say, well, I'm not black, but they look black to every other woman. Or they're white and they're tall. So therefore, along with the money and a foreigner privilege, that's exactly why you're all fucked. You won't get results, and I'm the only dating coach in the entire motherfucking world that has laid testimonials for COVID-19 for Daygame. They cannot do it. So far, this entire year has been owned by John Elite. And guess what? There are more video testimonials coming. Another student who's from India just got laid. You see on my Facebook page, The thing is that he still needs to film his video testimonial. But success leaves clues. Success, yeah, don't worry about the hair. I didn't have time to fix it. I just want to get out here. Success leaves clues. And I was so fucking busy. That's the only reason why I could not be here. Because I'm studying for 30 courses to learn marketing. Because I don't know shit about marketing. I just speak my motherfucking mind. So first of all, their courses do not deal with social skills. Because they sound like autistic robots. Fuck the lines. It's all algorithms. Second of all, some may have body language, but they don't. Elite 30 has it. They don't have that. So they're just vibing it and using game. This is why their products do not fucking work. Because they lie about it. For example, someone like Justin Mark, they'll say, oh yeah, it's more game this, I don't have looks. But guess what? That guy has a high status right here. Status. He has the highest status that women are willing to twerk in front of the fucking camera. And you can't get women to twerk unless you have very, very high status. That means the women in evolutionary psychology, when they're twerking, what it means is that somehow being on a camera twerking like that raises their value, their social value, because this guy has a higher value than the women. So it doesn't matter about the height because it's about 20 out of 35. 20 out of 35. And during COVID, you've got some social skills. It's easier unless you're in a third world country. So this is what they call the third world privilege that they don't want to tell you about. Most dating coaches just focus on BS advice rather than real results. What is your new racial count? I don't really know about the new racial count, but I do know I'm the only one in the world that has Daygame lay testimonials. So far. There are a few other coaches who claim that they got student results, like Aaron Alexander. But first of all, I don't see any fucking proof. So that doesn't count. There are other coaches that claim they got results in easier places, right? Like Australia or New Zealand or some shit. And they also have the exotic factor. So this is a new one called exotic. By being in a minority in Eastern Europe or Australia, the more white people, white women there is, and the less Indians or Asians contaminating the place, the higher their exotic factor is. The higher the exotic factor is. So that's basically another thing, the status advantage that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about the status. They want to talk about everything else. So I hope that makes sense. So why do their products not work? Well, first of all, you have to look at the people like ABCs of attraction. How many Daygame testimonials do they really have in total? Maybe 2 or 3 at most. 1 by their tall coach, maybe 2 by JT Tran. Okay, that's it. The whole fucking career, 2 or 3. How many Cleveland Casanova has? Squat and Casanova. 2. I got one of his students laid that went to his boot camp. So I already got him laid with pre-boot camp training. Success leaves clues. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Let's look at another program, Kaizen. Every single student, like program I have, students gets results. So that's text game for minority. Okay, let's see. Now let's look at Kaizen. Shall we? Every program has student results. That's the weird thing. Every single one of the programs I have, not related to game, has students late results. How is that even humanly possible, John? All right, let's take a look. See, this is fucking, hold on a second. This is like, I gotta get a new site. So I'm gonna transfer my site. I'm tired of paying for ClickFunnels $300 a month for this fucking shit. 300 USD, that's like 400 something Canadian. And you're like, what the fuck, John? That's right, I'm paying that much for no reason at all, just to run JohnnyLateDating.com. All right, so Kaizen. How many students got laid? Okay, let's take a look. Kaizen, the body language course. Look at this long fucking sales letter that I wrote. Okay, 1 second. I'm still just trying to scroll down. So the first student here is the 40-year-old student that I got laid. 6'6", he banged a 20-year-old. 20-year-old. I'll talk about that later, but I dyed it myself. So he banged a 20-year-old, much better looking than he is. He's losing his hair. What a surprise. 40 years old, bangs a 20. Guess what? His friend, who's also my student, told me he banged a 19-year-old. A 41-year-old now banged a 19-year-old. That's really good. Success leaves clues. I could have gotten to update a testimonial for that. The second student is a 50-year-old student. Right here. Here's the women. Okay. He banged this woman who's way better looking than he is. Look at him. He's 1 out of 10 in looks. And he's like, John, why do you call me 1 out of 10 in looks? Because you're 1 out of 10 in looks. He's 5'7" and wears elevator shoes. And he banged her, and I had to censor the pic. I have a video of him fucking her. And you're like, what the fuck? 50 years old. Now he's dating a bunch of 20-year-olds. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, guess what? I made him have high status and celebrity status. He worked on the funnel of being an influencer in high status. And his fashion has changed a lot. He's wearing more cutting edge fashion. You guys like my Rolex? It's a Pepsi. Hey, it's a Pepsi. Oh yeah, look at that fucking shit. It's a Pepsi. Fuck you. It's very expensive. Okay. So yeah, that's him right here. You can see him banging the women, but good thing she's censored. Next thing, this student, you know, he got a blowjob, he got laid, he lost his virginity. High school student. Every single student got results except for one. The only one student that did not get results is a Vietnamese guy. All the students that didn't get results is always that one motherfucker. Because his cortisol was, whenever a student has too much cortisol, it really delays their lays. All the students are like that. There's always that one motherfucker that ruins Johnny Lee's perfect record. So is Johnny Lee that good as a coach? Yeah, Johnny Lee's that good. There's nobody that can even stand a chance. When you look at my testimonials, I counted everyone's late testimonials. And how many is there total? App for one inner and outer circle. There is an inner circle one, but it is not for the public. So I'm not gonna like yeah. Most people are not allowed in the inner circle. Top secret tactics. So let's see. There should be a few more Kaizen students. I thought there was like a few more, but what the fuck? I'm sure there's one more student that took Kaizen. Yeah, there's like 3 right there. So 3 guys got laid, 1 guy did not. But that's what happens to all the courses. It's like nearly a perfect record. You look at the boot camp. Success leaves clues. So I want to say to the people who say, oh yeah, it sounds too good to be true. Or maybe you fucking suck and you have no idea what the fuck conversions mean. It's always about volume. White people love volume. Volume, volume, volume. They don't care about conversions. They can go on the phone, they can talk to all these people and ask them stupid leading questions, trying to do high ticket closing. And what happens is they bleed through all their leads and their business gets fucked. So that's why I think. Like fucking stupid. I have like over 90% close rate on the phone. That's why people don't like to get on me with the phone, because I can close anyone. And I don't use high pressure sales tactics either. And the thing is that they have no proof. They say, oh, they always use the word proof. I got proof of this. I got proof of that. Well, let me ask you a question. If you try to play their proof, which is just a PO infield, PO 80%, PO, just like Bradicus, who POs and nothing happens. How much proof is there? TRT to reduce course. First of all, nobody is allowed to take steroids that talks to me. I don't like steroids. Have I been around people that have steroids? Like take steroids? Yes. I'm very afraid of needles. I do not like steroids. Anyone talks about steroids are kicked out of my fucking YouTube live and they're kicked out of the chats. I do not take steroids. So just for the record, Johnny Elite did get much bigger within this short amount of time. Okay, and the students are getting so big. You can tell it's not steroids because there's some body fat here. See that? A little bit of body fat here and here. But other than that, I'm way bigger than before. It's like, what the fuck happened to you, John? You turned into like wider. Your body is different. I work out every single day. I bought a lot of attachments. I bought a lot of new Total Gym attachments. So check it out. I got this dip bar that does the dips on the side of the machine. I got another bar for this. And this fucking dildo looking thing is a tricep bar, so you can use the triceps. I got a bunch of new equipment, tons of new equipment. And even like, yeah, I upgrade my Total Gym, but I work out like 3 times a day. So let's continue. Where was I leaving off in this conversation? First of all, Johnny Lee is the world's best day game coach. When you look at my student results, we are at 553. Okay, 553. So how many testimonials is there in the entire industry? I have counted everyone's late testimonials. They have in total, with all the other day game coaches in the world, 75. Just 75 late testimonials. So 75, most coaches have like what? How many does Bradkiss have? 0. I mean, seriously, 0. And he's trying to discount his product at being 95% off. You guys are just going to lose money. You're just going to fucking lose money. And second of all, Justin Mark, 80% off his product, but nobody's getting results during COVID. Only Johnny Elite's product in the entire fucking world for day game is getting people results. Only one dating coach, me. Success leaves clues. And when the guy says, oh, I got so much proof, they keep using the word proof. No, you got to think there's a difference between evidence and proof. They're 2 different things. Proof can, actually, I misspelled it. My mistake. Proof can win the court case. That is the smoking gun. Evidence is just exhibit A, B, and C. If you muted the volume, and then when you see him trying to explain things, the reason why you believe it is because of the halo effect. Halo. Because when they see a tall and strong white guy, if I mute the volume, all I see is him standing next to the women and walking them home. That's it. I don't see any proof from beginning to end. I'm going to post another infield, maybe like after tomorrow. My video editors, I'm going to post another like, infield, and you can see me, fucking this Latina. So having said that, it's like, John, that's unethical. Yeah, but the thing is that, oh yeah, he says you can't do this. I get it, but don't use that as an excuse. Show at least one. That's all I'm saying. Just show at least one. Just one. These white dating coaches, the only dating coach in the entire world that has ever shown one same-day late video is Alpha Man Training, who went to jail for rape charges. So he's the only one. Doesn't mean he's good. Tall, good-looking Russian guy or Latvian. But however, he's a crazy motherfucker. Let's see. Comments. TRT, you got that V-taper coming. Yeah. It's starting to grow, but the students is growing like crazy. So however is saying that, 75 late testimonials, but how many for day game for COVID-19 that they have? 0. How many did I get for day game? I'm getting quite a lot. I'm going to post more day game, late and protest. I only post the latest one. Have you guys seen it? You know what's the most insulting thing I've ever seen in my life? I just posted a student with 22 fucking lays, okay? The black student. 2 fuck buddies during COVID-19. And guess what? Nobody gave a shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? 22 lays and 2 fuck buddies during COVID-19. When was the last time you seen a student get that kind of results? He was getting no results before he took Johnny Elite Access. 0 results. And then all of a sudden, it's happening again. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And look at that. You look at the Middle Eastern student who works for RSD Nation, and he's no longer gonna run their stupid gay ass hot seat from Tyler, which is all mental bullshit. He told me that happened before it happened. He told me that Tyler was trying to do something big. And Tyler, he likes to lock himself in the room with a black fucking curtains and the room's all dark for 3 days to come up with this fucking stupid idea. That's it, Tyler? Fuck you. Fuck you. So basically, when you think about it, it's so fucking stupid. Like, all this shit's fucking stupid. These motherfuckers are stupid. It's not about SMVing it. Stop listening to the people who are using third world advantage, SMVing it. So far, I've seen no proof. No proof. It's just standing next to a woman and pouring water on her tits. That's all I've seen. I mean, good for you. Water on her tits. That's great. Like, and then what? They self-proclaim? Like, oh, Daygame got all these. Okay, but don't you have the infield? I said, I have his girlfriend. Okay, great. So where's the infield at? How do you get her? I mean, she's attractive. Congratulations. But how do you get her? Where's the proof? All right, there is no proof. When you turn off the volume, there is no proof. That's all I want to say. I didn't want to be here today. And sorry I was not away for a week. But I need to finish all the courses before I cancel ClickFunnels. I didn't want to game you guys because I probably could use ClickFunnels like a guru and turn this into a webinar, into opt-in pages, all sorts of fancy shit. But Johnny Lee is not Machiavellian. He just throws a fucking steak. I have no script here. I just go on here, getting pissed off and fucking speaking my mind. Yeah. Not everything they say is right, but there are some things they say is right, but nowhere near your level of Daygame. What do they say that's right? Really? Tinder is just basically ordering fucking pizza off of the app during like DoorDash. One woman want to be close would be more resistant to touching, standing close, etc. During COVID-19, the reason why my students are getting so much results is very simple. Like I said, they're starting with social skills and social calibrations. So therefore, they're getting the top half of the chart right here. They got a 50% game. If you try to be touchy, gamey, and you try to be vibing it, guess what? Women are scared because there's a goddamn pandemic. Unless you're in a third world country like Justin Mark in Mexico or Brad Ass Kiss, who's kissing the ass, who basically the same thing. White people, they like to dry pull. They like to just walk her to the room and take pictures and pretend something happened. Nothing happened. Their ratio for closing is like whatever. It's like, oh yeah, I don't care about what you fucking say. Show it in front of motherfucking camera. You want more fucking infields? Fine. No problem. You want 50 more fucking screenshot testimonials throughout January and February and March? Because it'll take that long just to post 50 of them. It might even go until April. But it's going to start to cover my COVID-19 late testimonials. Yeah, you want to see 100 video testimonials on my site? 100 fucking videos? You're like, John, that's impossible. 100? There's more than 100. You dumb motherfuckers. The fact that you train with other people outside of me really fucking offends me. And let me ask you a question. You might be thinking, oh, I'm going to save money for their new courses. Well, don't they have to make money during COVID-19? If they don't have a new course, right? Why doesn't John have a new course? That's a better question. It's very simple. Because my courses already works. I already given you the cure. C-U-R-E. I don't give a fuck about the treatment. The treatment. I don't give a fuck about the treatment. Fuck the treatment. It's kind of like a cancer treatment that does not work. They'll use chemotherapy, then they start to put like radiation on you, and then they take all this shit. I'm giving the cure. The cure. It takes a lot of self-esteem to train with me for the cure. That's the funny thing. So why did the ratio lower a little bit during COVID-19? It's very simple. Some of the students are a little bit afraid to approach. They're afraid they might infect their parents and kill their parents with COVID-19. But however, the ones that are approaching are getting results using Elite 30. When you look at all the testimonials I posted, what do they have in common? That's right, Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30. So social skills and social calibrations is key. That is how you're going to win. They use, most of them, some of them use 100% Elite 30 or 80%. And they use 20% of the playbook. They have both. So they kind of know how to bring her from place to place. But during COVID-19, social skills equals trust because it's evolutionary psychology. In evolutionary psychology, in the tribes, they're not going to trust the outsider who's acting like an autistic, high-fiving, gamey motherfucker. They're not going to trust that motherfucker. They're going to trust the people that, are, socially calibrated. They're going to trust those people. They're not going to trust the gaming motherfuckers, especially when they're so fucking scared. The women are going to shit their pants during COVID-19. I hope that answers your question. So all this gaming shit outside of a third world country will not work. Not everything they say is right, but there's something. They'll get basic things right, which is very typical. They haven't got anything right. So if they got things right, then where the fuck are their Daygame lay testimonials? Most people have like less than a handful. Handful means 5. They don't even have 1. They have like 4 throughout 3 products. Why do you guys think by buying new products during COVID-19, as you dumb fucking sheeps like to worship, why do you think all of a sudden, when their old products don't work, that their new products are gonna work because they got some updated tactics? Are you fucking kidding me? They're delusional. They're sociopaths. Since they're so delusional, none of their shit works. None of their shit works. 1 second. John Lee access to. I didn't give a damn. It didn't affect me on this. Listen, as I'm trying to tell you, if you change your hair color, you look more white. Okay? You look more white. And you cannot wing with my other student over there in London until you get better. He's already got a same day lay. So you have to earn your way up. You're going to bleach your motherfucking hair. You're going to be like light brown. If the girl's already touching your hair and your conversational skills are improving, that's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm on YouTube Live right now. I'm not sure if you're there. Yeah, this student's 5'4", so I just want to make sure he doesn't have inner game issues. Some of the shorter students are a little bit fucked up there. Hey, you guys like what I'm saying? Give it a thumbs up because I'm spitting some real shit, some real truth here. And I'm spending time with you when I cannot afford to spend time with you. So basically, their products are not going to work during COVID-19. Has their old products ever worked? No, they got like 3 or 4 testimonials because they want to force you into a goddamn boot camp. They want to confuse you on purpose. And it's not because it works or not. They just want to confuse you so much that you blame yourself because you're like, well, the guy in the third world country, wherever country they claim they're from, even though it's probably not true. In Eastern Europe, the real country, whenever they make a claim like that and they're like, I got results getting hotter women. It's like, well, maybe your SMV went dramatically up because of survival and replication value. Fucking, how stupid do you think people are? But they think you're sheeps. When they market to you, they smile. They smile because they think you're sheeps because you cannot read facial expressions. They smile because you see them. They just want to stab you in the fucking back. That's how they're at. Look at their eyes. Don't look at their smile. Whenever they look like narcissistic, backstabbing smile, piece of shit, their products will not work. So if you're holding out, it's kind of like a relationship, a battered relationship, an abusive relationship. It's like you've been beaten to death and slapped around like a little bitch. And guess what happens? You like Stockholm syndrome. Now you have Stockholm syndrome. Now you think you sided with the captors because you're a fan. You said, you get results, I get results. But he gets results during a third world country. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we got one Asian laid, right? By fucking 5'10", big, beefy, strong Asian. All of the fucking time. And they're like, oh, LMS doesn't exist, or none of this exists. Yeah, because of one student. I counted, I have over 20-something Asian student video testimonials, not counting the screenshots. There's way more. And they're not all 5'10". Some of them are shorter. So, yeah. You know what, Daygame, but not like Daygame. They don't know anything about Daygame. That's all I'm saying. How much late testimonials do they have in total? If you take away my involvement in some of them, how many do they really have? Like 16 in total? Come on now. It's not even a lot because I didn't count all of them. You can add 8 more that I've been uncredited for to my boot camp stuff. That many. It's insane, isn't it? Success leaves clues. And I'm going to post my Pakistani mentor so you guys can see him in the future. You cannot see him, but you can see him teaching me, mentoring me. He played an instrumental role in teaching me more of like a natural kind of game. high value natural game, and social skills, all that other shit. All right. And there'll be another infill coming. Maybe I'll post on my site. Updating my site right now. That's all I gotta say. You're not gonna get results. I feel sorry for the people that thinks that you're just waiting for the product. It never worked before. They released like 2 or 3 products. None of them worked. And all of a sudden it's gonna magically work. Oh, now it hurt the sheep sensibilities. It's like, oh, now it's all of a sudden magically it's gonna work. How the fuck is it gonna magically work for you? You're just gonna be more confused, and you're gonna want to go to boot camp because you think if he gets results, I get results. And guess what? You didn't get results, then there must be something wrong with you. No, there's something wrong with their course. It's confusing, it's autistic, it's full of stupid PUA lines. I don't teach lines. Although there are lines, I use algorithms. So that way, instead of like a push-pull, right? Like say this stupid line, oh, looking at your fashion is really nice, but it's old-fashioned, or some bullshit like that. Who gives a shit? Who wants to say a stupid fucking POA line? Instead, use the algorithm. Compliment, takeaway, insult. So you can say something like, oh, you got red hair, but your roots are showing. Okay. Great, I'm joining. Yeah, don't say who you are in case your real name is on there. But the point is this, all right? I'm going to get you laid, even if you're 5'3". And I can't believe the woman says you're too short. Fuck him. Yeah, one woman was touching his face in London. So he was improving his conversational structure. John Elite Access is the new course, guys. That means that John Elite Access, if you have the Elite bundle and you can prove it to me that you have it in the invoices, guess what? You can join John Elite Access for 1 year. $365. Guess what? John does not need new courses because that already works. You can use the existing courses with John Elite Access, and then you can start to get more detail, kind of like a Bible study. You're seeing the Bible from the goddamn surface. No pun intended. But you're seeing it from a very surface level of thinking because you got low self-esteem. You believe that you know everything. You believe that you know it all. That's the problem. So that's why when you listen to my products, you're listening from your goddamn mental filter. And that's a big problem. You're listening from your way, not my way. And the only way I can penetrate your mental filter is to talk to you on Skype or John Elite Access. Even this student thought he knew it all. Do you believe in the Bible, John? I'm a Christian. So, yes, I do. I know it sounds very unscientific, but, however, I do believe there's a universe up there, and I do believe that there is a manifestation. I do believe all that shit. It's not very scientific, I know. But I've been a Christian for so many years. Originally, I didn't believe in any of that shit, but now I do. So I believe there is a Jesus. I believe there's a God. Maybe the story did not happen on Earth. It could happen in a different dimension, but that's why I believe. It's just my belief. So I don't believe Indians actually have a God. They have different entities that they're worshiping, like Krishna and, some bullshit. They're just full of evil people, full of rapists, full of backstabbers. I don't think their religion is like, I think for Middle Eastern, when they say Allah, it's the same one God. But whoever is the prophets and stuff, they're not the same thing. But there is that one God. Buddhists, whatever they believe it, if there's that one God up there, yeah, I believe that's true. I believe there's a lot of angels up there too, but that's not important. Most of the time, I know exactly when something bad will happen, and I know what people are thinking. I know a lot of this stuff. I'm very, very intuitive when it comes to this spiritual kind of stuff. So, yeah. All right, let's continue. So if their courses never worked before, then why do you think it's going to start working now? So you're waiting for their courses, or when you wait for Justin Mark's course. Remember when he released his goddamn Tinder course and nobody got results? And now he's discounting it for 80% off. And guess what? You're stuck with Bradicus in his goddamn mental filter. Usually when people learn the wrong mental filter, they get stuck for 3 years. So for RSD victims, they get stuck for 3 years. So they start with RSD Tyler, didn't work. Then they go to Julian and Daygame. And afterwards they go Todd Valentine. And after 9 years of their life gone, guess what happened? They should have listened to John Elite. Everyone, if they train under John Elite, and guess what? No, I am not releasing new products. John, why don't you give us a discount? Well, fuck you. It's the cure. It works. How come like all the students are getting late during COVID-19? Well, a lot of them are. You gotta fucking approach, guys. You gotta stop being cunts. I get you don't want to kill your parents, but at least practice at home even during the goddamn lockdown. Practice in front of the mirror. So that way you get much better. Then when you go out there, you can cut through the situation very easily. Whatever few approaches you make. And now even my other London student, not this one, but the other one, after he trained with me, he got into analysis. Every single first approach, he can get incident now. He's like, what the fuck? Before he can barely even get anything done. Because he's learning social skills. Social skills is the key to COVID-19. Social skills is everything. There is no other formula unless you want to be in a third world country or be in Australia or New Zealand and have the exotic factor or some bullshit like that, or be in Mexico or Brazil or South America or some fucking like Eastern European country like Ukraine or Russia or some fucking Poland. If you want to be in Prague or one of those fucking places. If you don't want to be in those places and you can't be in those places and you're locked down, their courses will never work for you. They'll never work for you. So, yeah. My student who's in Germany right now, and he's saying there's hardly anyone out there now because they have this super, COVID. I've only been in Germany twice in my life, and maybe one time when I'm going home from the airport, the second layover. But I've only been in Germany twice. I want to come back to Germany. I like Berlin. They're all full of hipsters, and this is what makes it easier. So I think Berlin, the food is really disgusting. I can't stand the fucking food. Their breakfast, their shit. But yeah, I'd like to come back to Germany one day, and maybe I might go back to Ukraine. Maybe I want to claim that country as my own. I want RSD Max out there. I want everyone out there. I want everyone out there, and that's not game. In Ukraine, before 2016, it was a huge party. You could pull as many girls home as you want, super hot ones. And then all of a sudden, at 2017, 18, 19, it became harder because now the women had Instagram. They could see what their social value is. So all of a sudden, they think everyone coming is a sex tourist. Therefore, they're untrustworthy. If they don't speak Ukrainian, like they don't speak Ruski, like they don't say Stratvotia, the Privet, Kapdila, Mina Zavut, John Elite. If you don't speak, Ukrainian, then they don't understand you. They don't trust you. That's what it is. But now, because of COVID, the party has opened again and became much easier. And therefore, less impressive. That's all I'm saying. That's how it is. COVID has opened up the doors in some areas. But in the Western countries, if you don't have Elite 30, you're kind of fucked. Because that's the only thing when you look at all of the student lay testimonials, even poll testimonials, they're all related to Elite 30. Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30, Elite 30. So guess what? So what is your new course now? John Elite Access is your new course. And you can see the black student already gotten laid out of it. The black student. So for John Elite Access, so what is John Elite Access? You saw this student. I'm not sure if he's here. You don't have to say anything for the short student. He's one of the students of John Elite Access. You get to ask me 2 questions a day, guys. 2. And I answer it for about 5 minutes with the audio. I tell him exactly the steps that he needs to take. This student was resisting me. It's like, I called him on Skype, or WhatsApp. And I call him on shit. Like, you motherfucker, you gotta listen to me. Stop seeing it from your own mental filter. You don't know everything. And then when he went out there, the women liked his hair exactly when I told him to get a haircut. I cut my own hair, by the way, and I bleached it myself. And the thing is, and I'm going to teach him how to bleach it through John Elite Access. Sometimes you need the next steps. That is your new course, guys. John Elite Access is the sequel. That means every single person of every single race has a different game that they need to do. So why would you need a new course when the existing courses already work? All you need is John Elite Access. So that is your new course on WhatsApp. Every single day, there's a new strategy for you. Your new strategy for your race, for your circumstances, for your age, for your height. He's 5'3". Of course, he needs different strategies. It's different than the other student who got John Lee access, the tall black student. The tall black student, you might be thinking, well, he's tall and black. He should be getting results like crazy. No, no, no. They're very scared. I'm not talking about a third world country. I'm talking about the United States. The women were scared to death during COVID. But when he switched over from a game style to a social skills, social calibration style, guess what happened? 2 fuck buddies, back to back, 1 week apart. Success leaves clues. And look at the Middle Eastern student. And you know what offends me the most about it? I posted those 2 video testimonials where the students got 22 lays each. And the Middle Eastern student got 2 after he filmed that video testimonial. He banged a fucking model, a blonde model. He told me, John, you cannot post her because her boyfriend is fucking crazy. And she's an influencer. And she's famous. And he fucked the famous influencer model. And it's like, what the fuck? His ex-girlfriend was a model. And all he had before was Elite 30. Because he got so much results, he got Elite, like John Elite Playbook. He came over here, giving me the cash. And he also was nice enough, I want to say thank you, for buying me, this stuff, the cough medicine. And he wanted me going live more. So thank you. I'm going to take one right now. So yeah, I know him in real life. And he also works for RSD, running all the hot seats in Vancouver. And I'm glad he's no longer going to help them run the hot seats now. But RSD is trying to revive RSD Nation. And they're going to try to turn you into sheeps. Now they're weakened. RSD needs to be attacked. All these years when I told you RSD products don't work, RSD stuff does not work, you didn't listen. And all the people in Vancouver that quit Daygame because they didn't listen. Stupid. That's all I say. Is there... I should have been here more. Just get Johnny Lee access if you have my products. You need a little bit of help, a little bit of a push. So number 1, Johnny Lee access. You can ask 2 questions a day. You ask a follow-up question, that's another question. Number 2, you can say, John, what is the next step? That's what the black student said. So I changed his fucking jeans into something else. I changed it to the pants that he was wearing in his video testimonial. And what happened the next day? In the social circle meeting, he was driving a white girl home. She opened his pants and she grabbed his dick, his salami, his black salami. And she started stroking him while he's driving. And he's like, what the fuck? So he texted me, John, what am I supposed to do? And I said, I wish you texted me earlier. You are supposed to go to a secluded location. And he's like, oh, I didn't think about that. It's like, now you know. It's just like his lay. He told me, John, this girl is crazy. How do I text her to get her out? I met with her twice and I kissed her. Nothing happened. He just copied and pasted my text. And she came out. It's not a 10% bullshit that white dating coaches tell you. She came out because I told him exactly what to text. You still get laid without a car. Why not? Why not? Why would you need a car? It depends. Some of the places have very bad logistics. You probably do need a car. But the places that, has okay logistics, go for same day lays. Try to do it in public. Try to do it on the beach, in the bathrooms, in the hotels and shit like that. Hope that makes sense. Those are the kind of places. Or ask your friend if you can use his place. Do in public. I know it sounds really fucked, but there's less people in public now. Find out where the beaches are. Find out where the secluded locations, where the alleys are. And you can see, the thing is, the next infield I'm going to post is when I bang a girl in public in the forest. You're going to see, not only is that possible, I'm not saying it's feasible, but that's the next infield I'm going to post. I'm not sure how I'm going to post it on YouTube because the amount of sex and, penises and blowjobs and vaginas in it, I don't even think is like you can do it, without actually getting in trouble. So my video editor is editing it right now. So you can put the clips together, me explaining it, showing the screenshots of what happened. That's all I got. At that time, I didn't know how to record the infield. So, yeah. Hope that makes sense. Do in public. COVID, do in public. Public bathrooms. Public beach. Public this. So how I got her to do in public was I was teaching her a move in Krav Maga. You can grab the wrist, okay? And if you grab the wrist, you can turn the wrist up, okay? You can try this with a girl. And then when you put your thumb against here, you go against here, it's easy to get the wrist out. So you can grab her wrist and say, I'm going to teach you a self-defense move, turn it, and then she can pull her wrist out. Does that make sense? Against the thumb. And you can do the same thing with two hands over the wrist. You see that? 1, 2. As long as you turn it to the thumbs, you grab your own wrist and you pull it out. And she's like, wow, that's cool. You try it. And then you teach her how to kick you in the balls. In Krav Maga, they kick in the balls. So what you do is you grab her shins and you close your legs together and you put her shins right on your balls. So you sexualize it. So you don't have to use alcohol. And just like their boot camp students using alcohol to get results in third world countries in Eastern Europe, totally illegal. And just wrestling with her. I don't teach shit like that. You have to sexualize it first. It's not just seeing the pull. Because if you're white and you're seeing the pull, she knows it's sexual. If you're Asian and you have no value, you have to seed the sexuality to get the objections out before you seed the pull. So it's seeding the maneuvers, the sexuality, the sexual connection. You don't just move up 4 fucking steps. Does that make sense? You don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and because there's no 5th sexual part of the game in their escalation ladder, which is different than mine, therefore, they will need alcohol to deal with the objections. That's why I don't believe in alcohol or steroids. Anyone who uses alcohol or steroids in my game will be kicked out. So never ever talk about steroids here. I do not take steroids, and I don't take SARMs. I don't take oral steroids. Just take a look at my veins. There's no injections. See, I'm completely clean. There's no injections anywhere. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit bigger. So like a little bit abs now. Still a little bit of man boobs. The people that take steroids, they're completely, they look like a superhero body and they have very low fat index. That's how you know they're taking steroids. And since I still have a little bit of obliques and a little bit of fat, you know that's all natural. And I have a workout routine that my students use that you can also learn from John Elite Access. But John, you're like, why should I join John Elite Access? I like products. I like products better. I don't like to learn from you directly. That's the problem. Some of the students don't use their Skypes because they think they know everything. You got to think that this is a mental filter. Okay? So this is your brain. Oh, fuck. This is the wrong. So this is your brain. Okay? This is a mental filter. So if this is your head over here, imagine there's different layers, okay? A little bit of squares here. This is your thoughts, your beliefs, what you see, your perceptions, your mental filter. It's kind of like if your mental filter is fucked and you're sociopathic. Okay? Yeah, I do look much bigger, don't I? Especially the back area. Look at the back. Before I never could gain any muscles. My workout plan works like crazy. And all the students use it. In fact, you probably want to see how big some of the students gotten. It's insane. See if I can cover their face. This is how big one of my students got from the Johnny Elite Access. There's a few students. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. See if I can cover his details. Okay. You'll be insane. I mean, compared to me, that's how big this student got. Okay, here it is. Without steroids. There are other Asian students who got even bigger too in 3 weeks. You're like, holy shit. I already figured it out. It was, I learned it from a guy who was a diabetic weightlifter. I went to meet Dan Pena and we were both bored of the conference of other people. So what happened was both of us are sitting there. I solved his problem with his hairstyle and he got a girlfriend afterwards. He didn't give me a testimonial. But however, he wrote for me on a piece of paper the workout plan. I printed it out. Okay? right here. The workout plan. I can't show it to you. This secret workout plan mixed with a few exercises of mine. I don't do a lot of exercise. I just do like 4. Has create this V shape in the body for the students. That's it. They don't work really hard. They work very smart. So if you ever talk about steroids, John, shut the fuck up about steroids. I don't respect people who take steroids. If they're talking about it's all game and they take steroids, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. If they're saying, oh, it's all game this, my game that. But if they take steroids, it means it's not all game. Queef and Casanova take steroids. Why are some of the students resistant to your advice? Is that a psychological impairment? So basically, there are usually 2 types of students, okay? There's 2 types. Hope you guys like a new belt, a Gucci belt. Fuck. I'm doing pretty well during COVID. Let's just say that. However, why do they have a problem with mental illnesses and sometimes why they resist the course? There are usually 2 types of students, okay? The first cluster is the psychopath. Y-C-H-O path, okay? They mostly have Asperger's. These are the ASPE. So psychopath, ASPE, right? OCD, and they're non-delusional. So, and slight ADHD, okay? A little bit. Not that much. So this is the first type. The second type that you see in the industry, the sheeps that keep getting fooled, the RSD victims, is the sociopaths. So socio, narcissism, all that shit, narcissistic. If you're dark tetrad, like Indians, they'll be sadistic too. Always thinking about money and screwing people over. And procreation, that's all I think about. So the socio, they're very ADHD. So a lot of these guys, they have no focus. You'll see that with the RSD victims. None of them can do entrepreneurial shit because they themselves have no ability to focus. So they also have, it's not OCD, they have delusions. So they're delusional as hell. So delusions, ADHD, and they're more autistic. Not Asperger's, but autistic. They're emotional. Because they usually have like higher ego, low self-esteem. They dress like shit. And they get triggered easily. So when I say bitch, cunt, faggot, nigga, chink, gook, right? They get offended. And no offense, like I said, if I have students with it in the race, I even make fun of my own. But when I say shit like that, it's not because I'm joking. Mongoloid, cunt, fucking tranny fucker. So when I say shit like that, they get triggered. They go like this, and they get angry at me. So that's usually when they're very autistic, have low self-esteem, high ego. So for them, this type, autism means overly a lot of cortisol, a lot of emotions. All their senses are heightened. So for them, this type, it was supposed to be good for taller cavemen. Cavemen. Back in the old days, when you were a hunter, okay? Because a lot of the short students have these characteristics. If you're a tall guy and you were very ADHD, you try to be more efficient with your hunting. So you sleep all the time and you're lazy as fuck. So you become more efficient because we all used to be the same size. A lot of us used to be exactly the same size. And what happens is when you're delusional, it makes you want to take more action. So they go in the upward spiral, to SMV. So they believe that it's all game, it's all spear hunting, it's all this, it's all that. They think it's their skill, not their value. They're value deniers. All the sociopaths are value deniers. It's all game to them. It's all red pill. It's all game. Excuses, limiting beliefs. So fuck you. More like you have limited testimonials. ADHD in the sociopathy. They believe their opinions are facts. And they always go up. Any industry that these sociopaths do, they go up to like the 33%, the law of 33. And they always plateau here. So whatever they think they're brilliant, smart in business, COVID happens, now they're stuck. Non-delusional people can go to the top. the psychopaths. But the socio, so are they mentally impaired? Yes. All of these things make it very hard to learn because sociopathy, opinions as facts. Because they're not using the Skype, they think they know everything. I talk about the 4 traits of low self-esteem. Haven't I? In that video is really good. Number 1, they're delusional. Remember how I talked about they're delusional and they're know-it-alls. Number 2, they like to procrastinate. ADHD. Self-esteem video, go check it out. Number 3, I talk about how they have a self-sabotaging voice. That's a backstabber voice that leads them down the wrong track. And guess what? Sociopathy. Cowardice, right? Delusion. It could be a combination of all this stuff. But the problem with this is that while this is good for tall caveman in SMVing it, these tall dating coaches, they're going upward spiral in their mind, the results, because the women are into the value. So what happens is that with 5'3" students like this, they go in a downward spiral, downwards. You see that? Because everything is very simple. When you break it down, the reason why they go in the downward spiral is because they have a potential here. They believe this is what their potential is. So they start to take let's see, action. It's right here. Action leads to results. And the results lead them to belief. So, because they're RSD victims, what happens is they believe they have all the potential in the world. These RSD victims believe they have all the potential in the goddamn world. And then their action, they spam approach because they got low self-esteem. When they spam approach, guess what happens? The results are not that good. The results are not that good, and guess what happens? Right here. Their belief lowers a little bit. Their belief does not match their results. But you know what? Looks don't matter because Tyler said that. Race don't matter, right? Don't be whitewashed. You know, height doesn't matter. Let's just go out there and take massive action. Guess what happens? And what happens with a guy who's taller, like the caveman? He's going through this. He eventually get laid, but he'll burn himself out. What happens to a short guy below 5'9", and he does it without any game? Not my game. Guess what happens? He burns himself out. His results will fucking lower his belief in his potential. So this burns you out. This mindset, this cluster of behavior was never designed for the shorter students. This is why there are so many students who are shorter not getting any results whatsoever in Daygame. Most of the time when they have student results, like self-proclaimed high leg count guy, all his students are on goddamn Tinder and they're all white. They can't even do fucking Daygame. Club game, whatever, but you know, even ABCs of attraction can do goddamn club game. They can't even fucking do that. Queef and Casanova got like what, 2 or 3 students late in Daygame. Big fucking deal. 2 or 3, big fucking deal. Compared to me, I mean, that's like a week of my fucking student results. I already got 3 this week. It's ridiculous. And what offends me, although very little things offend me, is that you guys didn't even give a shit when I post students with 22 lays and getting 2 fucking models. You want me to post a model girlfriend in the next video testimonial? I didn't want to post all the lay videos of this student of Middle Eastern because YouTube is not going to like that. But my God, why didn't you guys give a shit? What the fuck? You guys are getting used to this shit. Like, John's getting another testimonial. Yeah, where has your hero coach gotten testimonials like that? Fuck you. All right. So yeah, I hope that explains everything. So the students who have more mental illnesses, right? The difference between an easy case, okay, in the normal case, is the lack of, you know, autism. So normal cases do not have autism. When it becomes hard cases, that's when Asperger's happen. And autistic equals impossible cases. Does that make sense? And unteachable cases. Unteachable cases have both autism and Asperger's and low SMV. So what happens is these guys, because they have no mental illnesses and no social impairment from Asperger's and ADHD, I mean, whatever, they're still able to focus. The guy who's in the easier cases, my Filipino student with 150 lays, He's already mastered social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence, but he was short. When he learned my game, he just got 150 likes. No longer spam approaches. And he closed like fucking 7 women in 3 weeks. And then he closed another 20 when he went to another boot camp. He told me, John, I'm going to go take a night game boot camp from Social Prime. Okay? Is that okay with you? And I was like, yeah, no problem. Go for it. But just give me the Daygame lay testimonials. Absolutely. So he sent it to me. There's a lot of politics that goes on in there. So I hope he's doing well. But however he's saying that was one of my best students. He was an easy case. He listened to everything. He absorbed everything like a sponge. He didn't resist. And the resistance comes with sociopathy right here and autism. So that's why they're resistant, because they believe their opinions are facts. Like most sociopaths, they always believe they're right. Most of the dating coaches are sociopaths. Sociopaths. Very few are psychopaths. They are non-delusional. Okay? Most of them are value-denying sociopaths. They don't believe in value because they think you're fucking stupid. So yes, most dating coaches are just taller guys that have upward spiral of their delusions. And their only students that get results are usually higher SMV. They have nothing compared to my student results. Because I'm not delusional. Obviously, I'm not a sociopath. That's not my cluster. So, greetings, what's up? Nice K-pop. It's not supposed to be K-pop, but whatever. Whatever. So, I hope that answers a lot of questions. Give it a thumbs up and consider joining Johnny Elite Access. So for some of you, this is the new course. You're like, what is this the right vehicle to get you results? Why do you have to go in the same course where the student gets to talk to me 2 questions a day? Just like this student asking me 2 questions. Just like another London student is asking me questions, 2 questions a day. Okay?
Sure, John. I'll once I get home, I'll share that with you.
So they ask 2 questions a day. A lot of students, $365 for $1 a day for a whole year. It's a steal, but you have to be like, you have to own the bundle, or you have to own at least Elite 30 or the playbook to join. That's the thing. That's the new course. You're like, well, how does that work compared to a course? Well, why should I update the courses when it already works? Maybe you need to look into the Bible, the Old Testament, in the New Testament, Elite 30 and Elite Playbook. Better, you need to learn how to have a Bible study. You need to see the depth. And this helps a lot. It's like, John, what fashion should I do? How do I change my hair? These kind of questions, when you have access to the general, the mental filter, it makes everything so much easier. Or Tekken. Yes, it did. Thanks. So, great. So, that's Johnny Elite Access. He's like, can I get results, John? You know, during COVID-19, but I'm short, or I'm whatever, I'm Asian, I'm this and that. Yeah, but I'm just telling you, without Johnny Elite Access, some of you needs a little bit of encouragement. Some of you need a kick in the ass. Some of you needs to be yelled at. And sometimes I yell at the students. I call them out. I yell at them so much that they freak the fuck out. When I tell them, don't make any fucking excuses, sometimes that's option 3 in Johnny Elite Access. Number 3 is, John, call me out because I need to take some action. Kick my ass. And I Gordon Ramsay them, you know? And they like it. They like it. They don't like it that much, but they like it because they need a little bit of like a boot in the ass to move forward. So, so for them, I need a cough medicine. I'm losing my voice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make you guys another free course, COVID-19 openers. How about that? Wouldn't that be great? COVID-19 openers. So that way, you guys know exactly what to say. You can mix it with the Asian cessation course. I'm gonna film it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna film it, but I think in the inner circle, I'm gonna teach you exactly the mindsets, the exact 4 lines or structure. It doesn't have to be lines. The 4 structure to open almost every single set. How to open, indirect, transition to adaptive openers, to statements of empathy, and also calling out the elephant in the room, which is COVID-19. I'm going to teach you those steps. So that way, why would you do that for free, John? I don't know. Maybe that's your Christmas gift, guys, for free. Do you want anything from it, John, if you give so much value? No. Just enjoy the fucking course. John's generous. I have to film it, and I have to edit it, and I have to post it. So I'll make another opt-in form just like Asian Sensation. How's that, guys? Free. But what's the catch, John? You know, what's the catch? There is no catch. It's fucking free. Asian Sensation is free, and so is this course. But what do you get out of it, John? I don't know. I get a good sense of, I get to sleep well at night. I get to sleep well at night. So, because I help people. Because some of you need to get over your mental bullshit that approaching during COVID-19 is not possible. But regardless, it is possible. That will help. John Elite Access will help. And get Elite 30 and practice in front of the mirror, even though it's locked down right now. Everywhere is locked down, but practice in front of a mirror. So when you practice, this is a funny thing about working out. Cheeks look a little bit wider. I don't know why that is. I have no idea. The jaw muscle is getting kind of different. But not steroids. Still got a little bit of fat here. Steroid people have very low percentage of body fat. And sometimes they don't really take steroids. They just take a little bit just to maintain it, microdosing. So, but still, they're taking testosterone. And they're saying it's all game, and that's bullshit. So I would say no one can take steroids. And if you take alcohol during my training, I'd rather you not. I'd rather you not. The Indian student did use alcohol, but it's okay. It's fine. It's forgivable. But in the future, I don't want any of my students to use alcohol in the game. If that's how they get testimonials, that's how they get boot camp results. You're not there to spend like fucking $5,600 just to learn how to use alcohol and wrestle with her, because that's illegal in the West. You can get a rape charge. After like 10 or 12 days, you'll be in jail with your hands fingerprinted. Exactly like A-Game or exactly like Alpha Man training. Okay, a little bit better. It's a shame many Western economies have crashed because of bankers. Yes, it did. Okay. It is too bad. The economy has changed a lot. My business has still survived this year. It did fine. But I don't know about next year, so we'll see. Okay? I think a lot of the other dating coaches, their company has been a little bit fucked. So, A-Game was released. It seems like a miscarriage of justice. Yeah, whatever. Fuck A-Game. He has a very sociopathic eyes and very predatory looking. So that's why he got in trouble. Plus, he posted videos with the women in the bedroom, which I'm going to do. But at least I'll censor their face, unlike him. And, I'm not predatory. And I teach social skills and all that shit. So, yeah. Alpha man training, rape charge. Don't worry, I'll be fine. So, therefore, I really censor the women very well on my blog. It's just the reason why the students post that kind of shit, because they want to show you that they're getting results and to inspire you guys. But the women's privacy and all that stuff is taken extremely seriously in my company. Extremely, extremely seriously. So, but the women are very happy when my students are calibrated socially. So that'll be cool. All right. I think that's all I got to say. I got to start moving my site over from the ClickFunnels. I'm going to cancel it. You're like, well, $300 a month just for a goddamn ClickFunnels. I know it's insane, right? I paid like, in 3 months is already like $1,000. That's more than 1,200, 1,300 Canadian. That's like, that could pay rent and stuff. But it's fun to, burn through money. It's fun to burn through money. I love burning through money. So, guys like my new Pepsi? It's really cool, right? So, yeah. Pepsi. It's just brand new. I just haven't really used it. So, faces can be depixel with the new program. Yeah, then I have to figure out a way to blur it better than stuff like that. So, well, regardless. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see. Is there anything else? Like I said, John Elite, get Elite 30 at the very least. If that's all you can afford, guys, it already works. It's the only program that is the consistency that's working all the time. for students. Why do anything else? Their new products will never work. And you saw what happened with Justin Mark and Bradicus. It's a fucking disaster. All their new products does not work for Daygame. All of them. None of them works for Daygame except mine. So why reinvent the wheel? John does not want to reinvent the fucking wheel. It's circle. I don't need a fucking square wheel. They'll keep updating, inventing new products because it doesn't work. It'll never work. So it'll never work. It's ridiculous. I can't believe how dumb the sheeps are. It's so easy to game the sheeps. Stop wasting time. Just get the cure. Elite 30 from hard case to hero. Get the cure. Stop getting the goddamn fucking like the FOMO, the fear of missing out. You're missing out on what? Did you miss out on anything with their fucking Justin Mark course? No, you didn't even get laid. You're not missing out on anything. And yeah, I do defend the 80%, poll, because poll is just a poll, just like these Bradicus and white tall dating coaches. Nothing happens. There's no proof. Stop saying word proof. But that's before. Now it's lower. Okay, for a new site, I can take that part down. But I do defend it is 80. And when you look at, for example, Kaizen, 3 students got laid and 1 did not. That's at least 75% lay rate. If I didn't take on the other Vietnamese student, it would have been 100%. Boot camps, only 4 students not. The rest did. It's pretty high. And also 3 months to proficiency is also very high too. So I can show you all this stuff. Every single program has student results. So let's see. Online training. Oh, here, 3MP. You don't need 6 months to mastery. It's bullshit. How long should I? Okay, I think that as a short guy, if one does the shit, it doesn't have to be much harder. Elevator shoes are key. You can go from 5'5" to 5'8", right? In 1 inch away from 5'9", so it's all good. That's right. You are 5'3". I know who you are. How long should the conversations be when I approach? Kaizen has right now, because the student did not finish, it is the 100%, but it is actually one student is still taking a little bit of break. He's still got 1 week to close. If he doesn't close, then it becomes like a little bit lower. He'll fuck up the record. There's always one autistic student that fucks it up. I don't know why. There's always that unteachable student. So if you know there's like easy case, normal case, hard case, impossible case, unteachable case. There's always one fucking unteachable case with too much cortisol in their system. And some people are like, John, why you tell people to buy Amazon products and they're ashwagandha? Well, it helped this Indian student get laid. Help him calm down. It helps. It helps. Science. Okay, 3 months to proficiency. So a Middle Eastern student right here. The fuck is this picture? Oh, yeah, he used to film for RSD Max and Willie Beck. And they couldn't get any results. They took like 50 approaches just to get 1 date. So here's a Middle Eastern student. You got 3 lays under my training. And guess what happened? He didn't make me a video testimonial. So I'm going to read your video testimonial out loud. Remember when I said I'm going to post 50 screenshot video testimonials? Guess what? You are one of them, you motherfucker. Why didn't you make me a video testimonial? Why did you fucking leave? 3 lays. Because she didn't want to be your girlfriend, because you're Middle Eastern. In Europe, they think you're all rapists, and you didn't have enough value, and you had a mental breakdown. Woohoo! Fuck you. I'll read out your testimonial. Okay, another Asian student. Okay. He banged a 7.5 out of 10 Swedish. Great. This guy lost his virginity. East Indian guy. And there's one student that pulled a lot. Okay, this guy. He pulled like fucking so many times in my program. I don't know why, but he didn't close. But however, afterwards, when I trained him again, on Tinder, he got, I think 60 lays. No, is it 60 or 45 lays? I can't remember. I think about 60 lays total, 45 for a while and then 60. I let him rejoin the inner circle, but he is also trained by self-proclaimed high lay count guy. Not because of his game, it didn't work for the thing, but it was because of my Instagram secrets. The Instagram pictures, the algorithm that I used is what got the Asian student results, because they don't have Asian student results. So they're pushing the volume into my algorithms for the pictures. And I taught him in a boot camp. He's the first one who learned this. And when he used it, I was expecting him to get laid in Daygame for my training, but instead I turned him into some fucking Tinder god. I don't know what to say. What's ashwagandha? Ashwagandha is a plant that reduces cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone released from your adrenal glands, especially in very fight or flight situations. So therefore, when you go through too much of that, you start to get chubbier, you start to lose muscle mass, you start to gain a lot of fat, and also it turns off your immune system. So cortisol, the reason why everyone's starting to look a little bit chubbier during COVID-19 is because of the cortisol. So, but yeah, 3MP. That means for all the students that joined, because it's a very expensive program, it's $5,000. They all got results except for one, but the guy got so many Tinder results. He also got a night game lay too. So when I taught him how to close in the bedroom, I kind of Skyped him and I show him in the inner circle and then he closed. So once he closed, then he got 20 more lays on Tinder and he was happy. So if my student turns into some Tinder god, so be it. But it wasn't the high lay count guy's course that worked. It's just he was running volume through the women. But what was creating the conversion mechanism was my pictures, his Instagram, and the algorithms that I use. It's not just goddamn pre-selection and lifestyle pics. Come on now. Fucking stupid. White people are stupid. They're clueless. They have no idea how to do all this shit. My students will crush it over and over and over again. I mean, even my 50-year-old student uses the Instagram secrets. Success leaves clues. So yeah, there's nothing else. I didn't originally want to be on here. I didn't. I was just gonna wait another week and I have to transfer the site. I haven't even put all that shit there. But the site's really beautiful, the new site. So, and I have to go through all the courses before they cancel all the courses. Of the 30 courses I'm supposed to get through, I only got through 18 of them. But within before the 31st, I have to get through all the courses. But I hope by being here and spending time with you guys, and I do miss talking to you guys, very soon I'm gonna manifest a free course for you guys, a COVID-19 course. Just the openers. I don't know what to call it, guys. What kind of name do you guys like? Do you guys like the first step? I'm gonna call it first step. Like a day game course for COVID-19, or should I call it pandemic day game openers? Guys, Rolly Tomasi and Henry are full of shit. They are losers. They don't know shit. The rational male only has one scientific study on. That's absolutely true. I think they only have one or two scientific studies. Everything that I say has a scientific study. Like ashwagandha, for example, has scientific studies. All this stuff, about the mental illnesses, comorbidity. There is scientific studies showing it. The narcissistic sociopath, backstabbing pieces of shit. There are scientific studies showing that it is in a genotype to be sociopathic, so that way they can procreate. But the society, when they realize what a piece of shit that guy is ripping off their mask, they don't like it. It's like antibodies. All this stuff is scientific. Mental filter, NLP. Okay? This stuff, I think Tony Robbins talked about this one. I'm not sure how scientific it is, but the potential thing is something that's real. Looks, money, status plus game. Consistently, this has been getting student results by getting over a line of value. So, is Wakanda, right? It's from Wakanda. Wakanda forever. No. Ashwagandha, I think it's from India. The place that smells like shit where everyone's backstabbing each other. So in India, the dark triad are the nicer guys. They're fucked up. But the dark tetrad are like hornets, and this is like bees. you'll see a lot of guys in India backstabbing other people here. It's really fucked up. Backstabbing piece of shit. So there's a lot of Indians who are like backstabbers. They're dark tetra, dark 4 versus dark 3. And that's dangerous. There's only 2 races that always backstab people. Almost 99% of the time. Indians and Filipinos. Almost all the time. They're born to backstab. They're born with a knife in their hand. They just can't wait to stab you in the fucking back. So do you think about, if you think about it, a good student, John, already is better than people like A-Game. Imagine how bad those RSD coaches. Exactly. How long should I be? Okay, that's a good question, okay? How long should you be in the conversation? Self-proclaimed high leg count guy said you should be short as possible. That's true if you want to go after hotter women, because you don't need to use social comfort. Hotter women are not used to, they don't like it when guys try to build rapport with them, because every other guy does it. So in some ways, a shorter conversation is better when you're going for a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Okay, that's true. However, if you're going for like 8 out of 10, 7, 6, or whatever, the longer the conversation is, as long as the conversation lasts from 6 to 8 minutes, she'll go on an Insta date with you. And of course, it takes conversational abilities and natural conversational skills, social skills, social calibrations to keep her there for that long. Then when you want to walk and talk with her, come on, let's go walk and talk. Her legs are going to disengage from the ground. She's always going to walk with you as long as you hit 6 to 8 minutes with social comfort and later on. Hope that makes sense. So there's 2 schools of thought. Quick number closes did not work for me. My Pakistani mentor does quick number closes, and he was training me with quick number closes. But I've received a lot of flakes because my value is lower. When they text me, they don't know much about me. So therefore, short Asian guy, she's stereotyping me. Just like the other student that was 5'3" out there, when another girl today in London says, "Oh, you're too short," whatever, they stereotype. Even I'll be too short. That's why you always go for same day lives. Don't go for a phone number closes as the first thing. You want to get the phone number closed if you're shorter. If you go on an Insta date and you push it as far as you go, then you get the number out of the kill zone. If you're in the kill zone, and people like Paul Jenka or Jenki, which I also learned his game, fuck you, lazy fucking game. Texting all the women at once and trying to schedule 3 dates at once. If you're short Asian, try to schedule 3 dates, all 3 could flake. So if they say 10% comes out and they're autistic Asperger's dating coaches, the inner circle has no fucking autistic behavior. They're perfect social skills. So for them, the reason that women come on out is because of 2 things: your vibe and your social skills. It's not 10%. For my Pakistani mentor, because of the social skills, is 95%. So yeah. Should I focus exclusively on, don't call it Wayne 30s, I'll call it Elite 30. And do you think that focus exclusively right now all on Elite 30, everything? When you go for day 1, right, which is a happy, fun, carefree vibe, practice in front of the mirror for over 10 hours. Just talking happy, happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe. I'm just speaking in front of the mirror. Excuse me, I was just going this direction, and I'm just going to be happy, fun, carefree, positive. You do that all day until it's built into your nervous system. The next day is going to be about breathing, which is about the box breathing, or learning how to breathe 10 times before you approach. So you're in the moment. So you'll be like, hold on to your breath, out. Because the Navy SEALs does this. Hold on to it, breathe in, hold it, 4, out, hold 4, breathe in, 4, hold 4, until you get more relaxed and you start seeing more details around you. Your nervous system calms down. I can see all the shadows and everything on the backboard here. I can see it on the screen. I can see the highlights on my hair. When you're in the state, in the moment, now you don't have to worry about being in your head because you breathe. You see that? And then you start practicing in front of the mirror. And then when you practice enough times, then you go out there. Does that make sense? Yes, put everything into Elite 30. And if you still suck at that day and you couldn't get it right, spend another day with it. Because if you're trying to drill for oil, right, You don't want to just like day 1, day 2, day 3. It'll be like this. Here's if that was oil, and you're drilling down like this. Okay. For example, you like day 1 elite 30, right? Oil, and this oil is right here, way down here. See that? Oil is here. But you just stop here. You go, I go day 2. I go day 3. Right? It's that fucking shiny object syndrome. Day 4, right? Day 5. You never hit the fucking oil. Master the right punch. Master the basics. Just master that one punch. So punch, just like you're stomping on a cigarette, you turn the body, the hips turn, and guess what? You put the palm down, and you hit the first 2 knuckles. The basics. Just master the first punch. Maybe learn how to move backwards from it. Forward. Side. Right? Don't worry about the uppercuts. Right? Don't worry about the hooks. Master that first punch. Right? Master that one punch. Right? Block. Side, side. Right there. One punch. Block, hit. Block, hit. Right? That one punch. Right here. Master that one fucking punch. One fucking punch. Fuck everything else. This skill you get for the rest of your life is social skills. Elite 30 will still work 100 years from now. You go in a time machine, you go back 100 years, it still works. Most people that use Elite 30, guess what happens? They get promoted in their jobs. They start getting friends. They get a social circle. It's social skills, social calibrations, body language, conversational skills. It never gets out of style. The more you practice, the better you get. Okay, day 2, breathing. Guess what? Maybe you need day 3. Now you hit the oil. Hit the fucking oil. Hit the fucking oil. Elite 30 is like social skills. If this is like jab, is the conversation, right across the T's. Forget about T's. When you have to learn all these skills together, I have to be careful not to damage the Rolex. Right? When you learn all the skills together, do you think Elite 30 is easy? Elite 30 is hard because you have to master all the skills together. You know, all these skills, right, are hard to do. They're really hard to do. Right? Why can I do it all the time? Exactly the same. Because I practiced for 5 years. That's the thing. It's a skill. A skill. 30 pieces. Elite 30. It's just like 30 pieces of Krav Maga. It's hard. It's hard. All these skills are hard. So if you want to learn the mechanics of fighting, it's always very simple. How you throw an elbow. You know, turn the body. Same thing. Cigarette butt. Same principle. Right here. Why cover your head? It's the basics. The guy can kick you right here or throw a punch. You throw an elbow right in his face. Right? Same mechanics. What about this leg over here? You twist this one this way. You throw a hook punch. Short. See that? It's the basics. Learn the basics. Very short. Every single time, same. So when the guy's close to you here, uppercut, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. See it? Always protecting the face. Same basics. Same basics, protecting the face right here, protecting the face, block and hit, block and hit. Same fundamentals. And stomach, block and hit, block and hit, block and hit, block and hit, block and hit. Always back to the stance. Fundamentals. Learn the right punch. 30 pieces. And these things can save your life during COVID-19. Everything's always the same. In Muay Thai, they like to lift up the leg They like to turn the feet towards this direction, and they hit you here. Boom. When they hit you here, they turn this knee, they smash you with a shin, and they put this thing down. In Krav Maga, there's not a lot of room here, but Krav Maga, we have to keep both hands up because it's a street fight. Up, and then hit here. And we have to go back. You get in a street fight, you can grab your leg. You see that? Oh, and then back. You smash him, and it's back. And also like kicking him in the balls. You have to point the leg. It's the basics. You point the leg up, right through the shins. You have to keep it up here. I can't kick this thing but you want to kick the balls all the way through the throat. Same basics. This leg turns. Same basics. Forward. And then back. Always back in the stance. Always back in the stance. 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 Basics. Forward. Back. Learn the basics. Hope that makes sense. So the skill, I haven't done Krav Maga in a while, but it never goes away. So if you point a gun at me, I know exactly. It just does it automatically. It needs to be automatic. So that's the thing. Because skills come in different categories. At first, you're unconscious incompetence, UI. When I started Krav Maga, I wasn't that good. I kept getting hit in the head. But within a week, they already got me to fight class and weapon disarming class. I graduated when other people take either like 5 years or maybe like half a year. I graduated in the very first week. So I've been sparring and fighting with people for 5 years, even bigger than me. So the next step is called conscious incompetence. You have to know what your mistakes are. And you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And over here, when you practice these drills enough until they're automatic, you become conscious competence. You see that? You have drilled it so many times, just like the military, learning how to shoot. You've been instructed. Now you can do it in a conscious competence kind of way. And lastly, what's the last stage? Like a natural, unconscious competence. You see that? Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, unconscious competence, and unconscious competence. That's how you get there. Drill for oil. Learn the basics. Automatic. All 30 pieces is really, really hard. That's why Kaizen drills that into your body. Kaizen drills all these skills right into your body. That's really, really difficult. Hope that makes sense. So let's see. You can also take CMOS to help anxiety. There's many ways to deal with anxiety and stuff like that. I've been keeping a lot of techniques secret. There's a lot of new technologies that's coming out that I'm not only like for my students have been using it. And so far they have been very successful with ADHD. So I'm gonna keep that one a secret for now. How do you deal with other men in Daygame? There'll be less men in Daygame. So they're not gonna be cock blocking you because it's not a nightclub. So it's not something you should worry about, and you should not be approaching a group of girls like you did. You should be approaching single sets, because when you're practicing right now, the last thing you want to do is deal with multiple. So what's my going ratio? What do you mean by going ratio? Okay, practice for hours at home, then go out. That's right. If you have to cut down a tree, right, or 100 trees, wouldn't it make more sense to sharpen the axe 80% of the time, Leon? Wouldn't it make more sense to sharpen the axe 80% of the time? And how come other dating coaches never talk about practicing? Just like Mayweather practices boxing at the gym before a boxing match. Why do they not practice? It's very simple. It's because they're SMVing it. Because they're just valuing it. They're just vibing their value, vibing their SMV. That's not even game. They're just vibing it. This way, you're like, John, but social skills and social calibrations seems like a lot of work. You know what? Sometimes the long way is the shortcut. The shortcut is the long way. It's like losing weight. Move more, eat less. Move more, eat less. And that's the problem. It's just these two things that people can't do because they're always after the goddamn fad diet. They want to be like, I want this Atkins diet. I want the fucking keto diet. I want the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting works. I have to do it this way, this way, this way. I've been on so many different diets. But guess what? Nobody done the basics, which is not eat too much and work out more. Eat a caloric deficit and work out more. No one's ever done that. Hell, they don't even deal with their cortisol, so they get chubby. So when you think about it, sometimes if you do what is easy, life becomes hard. If you do what's hard now, life becomes easier later. I'll say this again. If you do what is easy now, life becomes hard. If you do what's hard now, life becomes easy. The long cut, the social skills, the 30 days is much faster than 3 years using game with low SMV. When you're not over the line, you're SMVing it. Hope that makes sense. You said that I have the Neanderthal gene. I'm not sure, but I think so. Definitely got the height and stuff like that, the muscles. So hope that makes sense. Fuck, I hope I didn't break my Dan Pena stripe suit doing that stuff. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So Elite 30 is really the shortest cut, but it feels like a long cut. The 30 days feel like a lot. I want results right now. Sometimes I make Asian students go through Elite 30 on purpose. Because the best way to understand Elite 30 is very, very simple. So when you look at a building, for example, let's say over here is the foundation. So you're digging downwards, down, down. You see that? The further down you dig these beams here on the building, this is Elite 30. But this is already enough to get some people results. So when you use the Elite playbook, you build the beam on top. Does that make sense? The building. So now you can build up. So this is game. And this is the Elite 30, the foundation, the social skills, social calibrations. But the better question is, what happens if you don't have foundation and you try to be gaming? The only students that are going to get laid in an Eastern European country, in a third world country, are going to be tall whites, blacks, and Middle Easterns. That's not game. That's called SMVing it. That's SMVing it. And the building is going to fall right over, right? If you're a negative stereotype, because there's just not enough value. Social skills, social calibrations, you know? If this is 2.5 points each, see that? 2.5, 2.5. Social skills, social calibrations. That's 5 out of 10 for your game. Shit. Now let's add some emotional control, not emotional impact. Because the tall guys like to have impact. That's why I keep flirting and stuff. But what about emotional control, EC, or emotional intelligence? It's control. Controlling your temper means emotional control. So that way it gives you another 2.5 points. That's 7.5 out of 10. And the game is only 2.5. And the game vibes all this other value. You're here, 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 and here. So why the fuck do you only focus on game? This gives you 50%, 5 out of 10. I don't see why not every single person who's a day gamer is not using Elite 30. Is mastering this two-part for the tall black student. When you saw him get 2 fuck buddies 1 week apart, and he wasn't getting results because he was trying to do this half during COVID in a Western country, not a third world country. He got fucking slaughtered, even if he's 6'2" and muscular. And guess what? He was only 175 pounds. Right now, with my workout program, as you can see, he got bigger. He's using the same workout program that I created with another bodybuilder who's a diabetic. He's almost 200 pounds now. By being tall and black and having more muscles, you know, for his height, he started to work better. So now he's getting results like crazy. And now he doesn't want to get the third fuck buddy because he's like, John, I'm just getting kind of lazy. I'm pretty happy with 2 fuck. Listen, motherfucker, go out there and get the third one. Don't turn into a red-eye Indian where you turn evil and shit because your ego goes up and your self-esteem goes down. Turn that piece of shit. That's what I told him. Who the fuck do you think you are? My Pakistani mentor has 13 fuck buddies. He was like, oh shit. And guess what? There was another natural who bought Elite 30. He looks exactly like the other student. He was wearing blue blazers and shit. You know? You're like, what the fuck? They're identical twins. He was banging 9 out of 10s all the time because he has social skills. And you say, John, everything you've been saying, I want to validate it. I know I'm not here to validate, but everything you say, Elite 30, everything you say is 100% correct. I say, how do you like the course? Oh, he loved it. And I was on the phone with him while he's talking. He wanted to talk to me just to have that conversation. And I corrected a lot of his game because I know how naturals are like. He didn't like it at first, but then he realized John was right. I corrected so many things. So it depends on the level. If you are on the newbie level, I'll teach you as a newbie. If you're a beginner, I'll teach you as a beginner. You're intermediate, I teach you a different stuff. And if you're more in the, like, for example, the guy with 150 lays, he was more of an intermediate at the time. So I've gone to events. If you're on advanced like this black guy, then I teach you the expert level. Hope that makes sense. So it's always the one up. So I don't teach everyone the same shit. I teach it depending on where you are right now. And right now, 22 lays is not bad for some of the students, 150 lays. 2 fuck buddies, 2 girlfriends, and one of them had 2 models. 2 models. You're like, holy shit. I'm telling you, that student is not good looking. He is a tall Middle Eastern guy who's bald, but his golden ratio is 82%. You're like, John been talking about the golden ratio. His golden ratio from prettyscale.com is 82%. So he can get a 9 out of 10. So if you're looking at these blackwash dating coaches and they're saying, oh, I'm getting women higher than my look scale, their golden ratio is actually 75. So they can get 85. In fact, that golden ratio for being blackwash is taller than Bradicus, which is 7 out of 10 or 72%. So he can get 82% or dry pull 82%. You see that? Golden ratio plus height. So it's arrow theory. That's the secret. Arrow theory. The tip of the arrow is the golden ratio right here. The length of the arrow is the height. It's about penetration. And the race means like what kind of material. And over here, the money equals the tip of the arrow, like what kind of material. Is it expensive material or cheap material? Is it stone or is it like an aluminum or some kind of titanium? And over here is the muscles. If you're too fat, the arrow is too big, it's not going to fly. So it's good to slim down while being buffed. Widen the shoulders. So what about the skills? The skill is how you release the arrow. This is what I'm teaching here, the skills. They don't teach skills. They teach you how to SMV it. I'm the only dating coach who teaches skill for dating. They're just SMVing it because they're autistic. They don't have social skill. They sound like goddamn robots. Middle Eastern in third world countries. And lastly, if you have a funnel, it's like a compound bow. It's like a special, mechanical bow. And that has all the wires and shit like that. That bow, because of the funnel, they're status maxing. It's a hidden advantage. They're using status, the high status. They're saying they're a DJ. They're saying DJ this, DJ that. They're showing videos, I'm a DJ. It raises their value. There's not game. It's just a tall white guy, with a low golden ratio, who basically used status maxing. That's how they do it. And status max can happen with your race too. So if you're a black guy, you can naturally status max. Therefore, you got 8 out of 10 SMV. So if you add a little bit of a lifestyle, it's way above there. Black people have more SMV and more infields or blackwash than white people. Because white people do not escalate, they do not flirt, because of mystery method. Mystery says not to flirt until you date like 3 or 4 times. Hope that makes perfect sense. So yeah, this is the whole chart. It's all science. There is no art. There is no theory. It's a cohort science. You can almost predict based on 20 out of 35 how much results will they get through this arrow. So if you're looking at my student and the guy has an 82% golden ratio and he can't stop banging models, then guess what? And he's not classically attractive, but he was the first one to actually go to that prettyscale.com. He wanted to see his golden ratio. And when I saw 82%, I was like, oh shit, that's the same as my Pakistani mentor. Both of them are not really attractive, but somehow their golden ratio got them that penetration. So if I say the skinny Asians, right, and goddamn 5'4" Asians who basically gives up very easily during COVID because of downward spiral mentally, because their belief and shit. They have a very, very weak arrow here at 5'4", right? They don't want to work out because they're lazy. They're know-it-alls. their golden ratio is like really low. It's like fucking 5 out of 10. So this thing can barely penetrate shit. It's like a little dinky fucking arrow. And then on top of that, the length of the arrow is not that long. You see that? Very short arrow. Okay, over here, very short arrow, and it doesn't penetrate because they have no skill to shoot the fucking arrow. And of course, if you have better arrow, you don't need to use as much skill. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes perfect fucking sense. That's the secret. Penetration. You can tell how many lays a student will get based on the arrow theory. Bradicus has a really, really high golden ratio, 72%. Right? Longer arrow, but he didn't work out. If Bradicus works out, then he'll actually close rather than pull it. Pull infields is not like goddamn proof. It's evidence. And from now on, watch all of their stuff with the volume off. They're just standing next to a woman or using Tinder or using status maxing. Big fucking deal. No proof. Just evidence. And that's it. Mic drop. That's all I gotta say. Any more last questions? Can you do a video on different levels from beginning to expert from Daygame on a? So the thing is that a lot of these people, like self-proclaimed fake count guys saying it, give it a thumbs up if you like it. They'll be like, oh yeah, this guy is advanced. There's no advanced white people. They just have high SMV. They're not advanced. They're just being a little bit confident, spam approaching, and eventually closing something by being white. But they can barely get infield from beginning to end because they suck. They just, SMV it. So just because the results of the tall white guys or tall black wash does not mean their skills are high. Because during COVID-19, my student, the black student, although he used to get like results like crazy, he got 20 lays in the army base, it doesn't mean his skill was high. He was SMVing it. Does that make sense? He knows that. Because with COVID-19, he has to get social skills. He was working in front of the mirror, working on his social skills over and over, his body language and mindsets over and over and over until he got the results. Just like when he first got laid before he joined the army, he had to learn skills. And when he got laid, then his vibe went up. When his vibe went up, it became easier. But he doesn't want to depend on that anymore. It doesn't automatically mean by being tall and whitewash and blackwash, it equals advance. Advance is very different because the skill level could be very, very different. So, with all the other dating coaches on YouTube, many of them have just delete videos or vanish. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Their businesses vanished because all they cared about was money during COVID-19. Now that when they heard the vaccines are coming back, right? Now they're like saying, they're sniffing money. Like, money. I want money. I'm a narcissistic sociopath. Money. Where's money? Oh, there's money. I smell money, right? So they come back. They're never there when you need them. And all of a sudden, they're like that fucking backstabbing friend that shows up when they need money. That's what's happening. You see that? A lot of coaches disappear because there's no money to be made. There are 3 types of styles of coaching or, as a dating coach. The PUA style, they game the sheeps. They say anything and do anything. They smile. They give the sociopathic eyes. They smile like a backstabbing piece of shit. The red pills. That's the PUA style. Then they have the players type. They pretend to care up to a certain point, and they drop you, like ABCs of attraction. My type is the relationship type. The students, they come back after they get results. They want more results. So they keep coming back. It's not because of Stockholm Syndrome. It's because they're getting results, and they want more results. They're like, fuck. Every time I'm around John, right? It's like, he's the coach. It's just like learning tennis. Every time I'm around John, I just win more games. So I want to come back. Otherwise, you guys could just spam approach and just like fucking SMV it. It's not fun. I wouldn't do it. Fuck that. Hope that makes sense. So yeah. So that's why they're back on YouTube. The first one to disappear was Justin Wayne because his funnel for all the women were all money. It's all seeking arrangements. It's all job scams. And he could not supply it. So the women disappear out of his life. So that's the first one to disappear. Then more dating coaches disappear. Then more and more of the ones who only care about money all disappeared. But somehow some of them came back because all they want is money. They just sniff money, because you want to feed their entrepreneurial dream. So they'll say whatever, they'll tell you whatever, they'll spin things. which is like complete bullshit. They'll spin everything. And you're dumb enough to listen to it because you're being gaslighted. You're being gaslighted. Basically, gaslighting is like, staging events, making you doubt your sanity by feeding you false information. And they're good at gaslighting because they're narcissistic sociopaths. Even I could be manipulated. Let's just say that. No matter how smart I am, anyone could be gaslighted with half truths. So every single time you hear this half truth, like for example, bullshit, like, oh yeah, getting girlfriends all skill. No, but automatically for black students, white students that are tall, they get automatic girlfriends because social value automatically. It's like, what the fuck? It's ridiculous. And it's like, oh yeah, being bald is harder. No, it's not. If you look at my landing page, right, there's like 5 bald students, and they got women above their look scale. Even the Middle Eastern guy, he does not have hair. He just is drawn on, microbladed. So he's bald. 50-year-old student bald, got a blowjob and also a girlfriend. 5'4" East Indian guy, short little guy. Banged 2 women after texting from minority. So you see that? It's like, what? 6'2" London student, boot camp. Closed on the first approach. She came out, a blonde woman, got a 9 out of 10 looking girlfriend, could be his golden ratio. And he got 4 fuck buddies, all within like 3 months of my boot camp. Maybe I'll post his video testimonial next, or his boot camp stuff. I'm sorry for the people that want to take a boot camp, who want me to fly to California or want to come here. I can't do it right now because the country's locked down. And you guys have to take a vaccine first before you come here. Sorry, but that's just how it is. This is a non-negotiable. One of us have to be vaccinated. In Canada, it might take me until September. So on the boot camp, I might have to wear a mask. And I have N95 mask. Very expensive, but yeah, that's what I'll be wearing, unfortunately. So having said that, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I gotta get back to work because I have to move my site in a very few hours. So hopefully it'll have a new domain and shit very soon. Not a new domain, it's still gonna be johnnyelitedating.com, but the site is more beautiful now. It looks the same, but it moves better. ClickFunnels is too expensive. Who wants to pay $300 a month not using it? I could be email sequencing you like crazy and doing all sorts of things. Be careful of email list. If you get into their email list, they'll manipulate you. They'll hire other marketers to manipulate you. So 230 is a good weight. I will try to trim down to like 210 or something. Because if you're 6'2", right? All muscles, you want to lose a little bit of. Unless you're 230, all muscles, that's helpful. But try to get like 220, 215, somewhere like that, 210. Be in that area. So the slimness, right? Plus the muscles. As long as you look at a football player and you're black and you're tall and confident, you kill it out there. Focus now on social calibrations, social skills. See who the fuck is texting me now? Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, just another student. So yeah, 12% body fat. The thing is that arrow theory. You can slim down the arrow so it's not as heavy. Does that make sense? Try to get down the body fat percentage. I know even I'm a little bit chubby because I'm not on steroids. If I'm on steroids, I'll be completely like ripped looking like a superhero. This is what it looks like to be natural. But if you can break down that, it'll show your jawline better. It'll show the abs better. Not that the women can see the abs, the V-shaped body, all that stuff. It's a sign of health. So this is called a slim jaw theory. Some people believe that because they slim down their jawline. No, it's because some people are blackwashed. They look like a black person, like a Negro. And when they slim down, they look even more like a strong Negro. If they cover their muscles with blazers, that can affect, their value. But however, that's just how it is. You're shaving off their hair very short so they look more blackwash, so they don't look like an Indian. So that's one way of doing it. Because there's a lot of Indians that look kind of like black or Puerto Ricans or something, or Middle Eastern, or looking like Latino, like my old roommate. So Indians have a various SMV. Hope that makes sense. I only see 4 thumbs up. That's it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I gotta get back to work, guys. Read my blog once in a while. Fuck. and get Elite 30, get Elite Access. Now there's a new bundle. The new bundle for $900 has Elite 30, Elite Playbook, and Elite Access. You save like $65 or something. Good deal. Because most people get all three anyway, so I might as well get all three. I'm too interested. All muscles benching 345. Yeah, but if you can bring down the body fat percentage, a lot more of the jawline will show and stuff like that, it'll increase your results dramatically. Hope that makes sense. The lay will happen much faster. So do that. Do that. Why is it like a little bit chubby here? This is the fuck. Yeah, every day I'm eating a pizza. So I'm not sure if that makes my jaw chubbier because I'm always chewing. But yeah. Oh, a little bit better. This is another way you can use like a. You asked me about the Korean jaw roller. This can help you slim down the masseter muscle here, the big muscle. So sometimes you might have like a TMJ, like the jaw. Like when I sleep, I grind my teeth, and that makes the jaw very wide. Chinese usually have very square jaw. In the southern Chinese, like from Hong Kong and stuff, they have a round face. Since I'm a mixture of northern Chinese and southern, I have like a rectangular, or I mean a square jaw in a circular kind of thing, a little bit chubby. So, half and half. Yeah, I'm purely Chinese, so. But now I look a little bit more Korean, so. That's all I say. Enjoy it. If I make this too long, people will not listen to this. End the screen. Get Elite 30 and stop buying their shit. Get the cure, not the treatment. And their future products won't even get results.